not only can each individual component of the sales process use Atlas as a tool, an individual tool to be more successful at a particular point in the purchase process, but can also help create a system where each part of that team can share information back and forth. So it becomes almost a delivery system for information for a team system. So a real estate agent can utilize the tool to win a listing or to be more organized at an open house. The mortgage broker can also use that same information that's gathered through the real estate agent to revisit them with that information and also kind of build that team and build loyalty. In addition to that, they could really bring in other members of the team. It could be title insurance companies, it could be moving companies, it could be their favorite plumber. If the house needs some plumbing work or siding or whatever, it helps them create a system where they can share those relationships with the clients, but also how they can develop new relationships and also create a little tighter bond and create more loyalty. Loyalty in business, in any business, really is earned, right? You can't buy loyalty. And that's what's happened in the real estate industry and the mortgage industry in general, is that in the past, people would pay for leads or they would pay for business. And that doesn't really help anybody because you're not getting the best quality of service, right? You're getting a benefit. But if you can get a benefit with like a tool per se, like a piece of mobile technology like we have with Atlas, as well as good quality service from a mortgage company or from a title company, it's everything you want it to be as far as building a team to help bring loyalty. So we're going to work with someone that we trust, because from a real estate agent's perspective, the sales process has many stops along the way. You've got to get the listing, you got to work with the seller, you've got to bring buyers in, you've got to work with those buyers. There's negotiations. The last thing a real estate agent wants to worry about are the programs and the funding of that loan for the end part of the sale. And so what they want is a partner in that process that can help deliver that. Same with the title company. They want to make sure that there's a company that's available for the buyer and the seller to meet in a time that's convenient for both of them, that meets within the timelines of the sales requirements. And so again, it's just building that loyalty, finding the partners that you're already working with, but using a tool and kind of an information delivery system to help solidify that business or solidify that relationship. Again, building a team of people, not necessarily a team of real estate agents, not necessarily a team of mortgage brokers, but bringing all the people that are involved in that transaction together and solidifying that business and having a delivery system for it, a way to both share information and get information. From a real estate agent's perspective, they're the ones in the trenches. They're the ones interacting with the clients. And so it's a tool to make them more efficient in getting those leads. So let's say for an open house example, you've got 5 different groups of folks that come in almost simultaneously, one right on top of each other. If you're a real estate agent and you're by yourself, you can really only engage one group 100% at once. But Atlas provides you with a series of tablets that then you can hand out to these other walkthroughs, if you will, and they can interact or engage and learn a little bit more about the home, the neighborhood, the community, and gives them an opportunity to explore on their own while you're devoting your time to someone else. Being organized in that process allows you to touch each and every customer that comes through. From a mortgage lender's perspective, all that information is then channeled into the device and it is exported in Excel format. So now, from a mortgage lender, they have that information, right? The real estate agent didn't have to worry about cataloging it, organizing it, writing it down, following up with those people. The information goes to the third party or the second party in the equation. They can then revisit that real estate agent with not only the buyer's information, their first, last name, email, things like that, personal information, but also their behavior while they were there, what they were looking at. Were schools important to all those buyers? If it was in a new development, was it floor plans? Was it price range? What did they like about the property? And we can learn that through Atlas because we track the analytics on the back end. And then those two team members, the real estate agent and the mortgage loan officer, can then reconnect post open house, and they can share that information. And again, that builds that team, that builds that loyalty, and it's a mutually beneficial relationship. Everyone's using mobile technology, obviously, tablets, cell phones, things of that nature. So if you're already embracing technology, if you're successful in real estate, or if you're successful in any business right now, you're embracing technology. And so we have what we've created as tablet technology in a little bit of a different way. And so what we're basically augmenting is the hardware that they already have. We're giving them a software package that goes on that turns that into a tool. It's really more of an evolution of technology story, right? And that's the hard part to kind of convey, is that, we have the real estate book, and when it came out, it was new, it was innovative, it was a way to advertise, not only to buyers, but for sellers to be out there in the world, right, in the community, in a nice form. And so, as that evolved, it went into websites, real estate agents started building custom websites for each and every home, custom applications, search engines, everybody is utilizing technology to develop their process and their procedure of how they're going to sell a home, but not only that, how they're going to get the listings, how they're going to treat their customers, and how they're going to create more of an intimate relationship by using technology. And tablet technology is really taking it to the next level, because now it's not just your phone, which is a really personal device. Now it's a tablet, which it can do personal things, but it can do so much more because we've got a bigger screen, we've got a more powerful processor. It can handle a lot more than your phone can. And it's also more of an engaging conversation piece, because now we have a prop, if you will. We have this device that we can use to start a conversation, to back up a point that we may be trying to make, and also to give to someone that they can self-explore while we're having a conversation. So it really complements what we're already using in our systems, whether that be technology, print, ads, anything that we're trying to utilize to make our systems better, our own personal secret sauce, if you will, to make it better. We can now use tablet technology to augment that. So that's really the flexibility of Atlas. That's the platform in itself, is that it's customizable. When we created Atlas, we wanted to create something that was not only easy to use and easy to configure, but had almost zero learning curve associated with it. So it's a very familiar interface, it's visually intuitive, it's simple to use, and what that allows us to do, and not necessarily us, but anyone, is to take the platform and configure it in a way that it delivers information to their intended user or their intended customer. And that's really the beauty of Atlas, is that it's simple, it's efficient, but it also is flexible. And so no matter what the pain point in the process is, in real estate, what we learned with some of our partners in the mortgage industry was open houses and being able to engage multiple people at the same time and also get their information so that we could follow up with them in the future. In addition to that, to be able to learn a little bit about the behavior, what kind of homes they're looking at, what's important to them about the neighborhoods, the communities, things like that, price point. And so we were able to configure Atlas in a way that it solved that pain point. And that took it from a cool new piece of technology that'd be nice to have to a have to have. And that's really how that kind of evolved, is that the flexibility of the platform allowed us to do that. It's from an individual real estate agent's perspective, it doesn't really matter what point in your process you can use this tool. The tool's flexible. If everybody so ultimately our goal is to create enterprise level software, right? To where large companies embrace this technology and they utilize it to deliver information to the masses. But to start out, what we'd like to do is get people one-on-one using it and embracing the technology. But what people will say in response to that sometimes is, well, if it's going to differentiate, it's going to make me look different, or it's going to help me and be different, if all things else are being equal, then what's going to happen when everybody else has a platform? And that's an interesting way to look at it, because once everyone has a platform, then you can customize the platform to do what you need it to do. You can change the look and feel of it, and you can shift the tool and how you use the tool. And therefore, you can continue to differentiate yourself through Atlas. There's a couple ways that you can look at that, right? You can say that once everyone has it, then it won't be unique any longer. But the beauty of Atlas is it's flexible, so that you can twist it, you can change it, you can make it fit whatever pain point you need it to fit. But also, on the other side of the coin is, if it's something that everybody's going to have, do you really want to be the second or the third or the last seat at the table? Or do you want to embrace technology when it's new, when it's innovative, adapt it into your current system, and be more successful than you already are with our platform? Because in response to saying, well, if everyone has it, it won't be unique anymore. Well, if everybody else has it, then you'll be unique, all right, because you won't.